Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is Joseph, and this is the New Age Mystic Podcast. Now, on today's video, we'll be diving into the mind of Stoic. Now, this video, we will be going over the art of being unshakable, magnetic, and absolutely unbothered. The fire within, and why you should stop your whining. So, let's get one thing straight. You were not born to be fragile. You were not put on this earth to crumble at the very first sight of adversity, nor to beg the universe for an easier path. No. You were made for resilience. You were made for power. You were made for a life filled with absolute joy. And yet we have people who walk around acting like life owes them something. Spoiler alert, life doesn't owe you shit. Life does not cater to your feelings. And guess what? That's a good thing. Because while the weak are out here crying about circumstance, the Stoic is mastering himself, bending fate to his will, and radiating a presence so untouchable. The presence, it is almost unfair. Almost. You see, Stoicism is not about suppressing one's emotions. It's about not letting your emotions turn you into a walking disaster. You see, it's about being the kind of person who doesn't just handle life, but they own it. So let's talk about what it really means to live stoically, strong, seductive, mystical, and unbothered. The mastery of power. The Stoic as a king or a queen, but either way, you are the ruler. So let's be real, right? If you can't rule yourself, you're not running anything. So people think power is about controlling others. No, darling. True power is looking at your own emotions, your impulses, and your own fears and saying, you work for me now. So you ever notice how people will gravitate toward the one person in the room who isn't panicking when things go sideways? That's because composure is rare. Everyone else is out here flailing at life like an inflatable tube man, while the Stoic stands tall, calm, and completely unshakable. And let's be honest, that's hot. You see, a Stoic doesn't beg for certainty. He creates it. You see, he doesn't whimper about obstacles. You see, he simply walks through them, as if they were custom made for his own personal development. Because, in a way, they were. You see, every challenge you face is another chance to prove that nothing has the power to break you unless you hand it the hammer. For you are the hammer, the power of love. The Stoic as a lover, one who's never clingy, yet always magnetic. You see, people think Stoicism means the idea of rejecting love. No, sweetheart. It simply means loving like an absolute legend. We're talking about deep, powerful love. The kind that isn't needy, desperate, or dependent on validation. You love from a place of fullness and not that of lack. You don't chase people. You don't beg them to stay. Why, you might ask? Because you simply are that of the prize. And when you carry yourself with that level of self-assurance, the world can't help but be drawn to you. You see, you don't smother. You radiate. You love with intensity, but yet without possession. Because you understand a basic universal truth. What is meant for you will always stay, and what leaves was never yours to begin with. Simple. You see, this kind of love is intoxicating. It's not desperate, not performative. It's real. And that's the difference between a Stoic and, well, yeah, everyone else drowning in their own emotions. The strength of the mystical. So, the Stoic as a prophet, well, because the universe works for you and not that against you, right? So, here's something most people won't even tell you, right? So, the universe doesn't actually care if you complain, right? It keeps moving. Your problems, they're blips in time. Your pain, it is temporary. Your struggle, nothing compared to the strength that is inside of you. So why then do people waste their breath about things they cannot change? You see, a Stoic does not resist fate. He seduces it. He understands that every loss, every challenge, every so-called setback is just another lesson in the grand scheme of mastery. Life throws you chaos? Good. You'll make something legendary out of it. Life takes something away from you? Fine. will build better. The universe rearranges your plan. Perfect. That just means something greater is on its way. You see, this is the mindset of someone who doesn't just survive, he thrives. The seduction of resilience. The Stoic as a warrior who laughs in the face of adversity. So let's talk about the most attractive quality on this planet, right? Let me give you a hint. It's called resilience, right? So nothing is sexier, stronger, or more powerful than someone who refuses to be, what's that saying? Unshaken. What's that other saying? Someone who refuses to be, what's that saying? Unconquerable. You wish to be magnetic? Stop overreacting to everything. Stop folding under pressure. Stop acting like every inconvenience is the end of the world. You see, a Stoic walks through fire and doesn't flinch. You see, they take life's worst days and turn them into fuel. And people notice that. You see, the reason people cling to you when you are truly Stoic is simple. You're not needy. You're not desperate for approval. You don't require the world to behave a certain way for you to be happy. You are the calm in the storm. And that's irresistible. The legacy of the unshaken. I want you to go be legendary already. So here's the real question, right? Are you going to let life play you? Or are you going to run this show? Are you going to be one of those people who crumble at the very first sight of inconvenience? Or are you going to walk through life like the absolute force you were meant to be? Because at the end of the day, Stoicism is not about being passive, right? It's about being a force of nature, unshaken, untouchable, and absolutely unconquerable. It's about owning your existence with a level of confidence that makes the universe take notes. So stand tall in your truth. Master yourself. Stop explaining yourself. Stop asking for things to get easier. Instead, rise to the challenge ahead. Become the challenge. Be the person who doesn't just survive life, but dominates it with that of grace, discipline, and a presence that makes the world lean in and listen. Now go. Be unshakable. Be undeniable. Be legendary in your own story. You are the author